What's going on, everybody? This is going to be my week 4 NFL game picks. My week 3 record was 1 game improvement from week 2 for record 9-7. My overall record now is 28-20, which means I'm one better than Casey. Thank you. Don't forget, if you're coming across us here for the first time, to hit that follow button. Still on the road to 10,000 followers. Appreciate y'all. First game of the week here, we have the Jaguars and the Texans. So both these teams are coming off pretty tough losses, pretty big losses. One of them has to bounce back. It's not going to be the Jags. Give me the Texans here at home to bounce back big. Next game we have here is going to be the Steelers taking on the Colts. So Justin Fields is looking pretty good as a starting quarterback for the Steelers. Steelers defense is holding up pretty well. However, I don't think the Steelers have it in them to start the season 4-0. I'm taking the Colts here at home. Broncos at the Jets. Broncos looked pretty good last week. Came out with a win that surprised the hell out of me for sure. However, Aaron Rodgers is fucking back. Last week on Thursday night, Aaron Rodgers was slinging that shit. He looked as good as he ever has. I like the Jets here to take home another win at home. Next game we have here is going to be the Chiefs versus the Chargers. So the Chiefs are going to be favored pretty heavy in this. They have an 8-point win spread here. I actually think that they're going to cover that and they're going to win this game really big in LA. Give me the Chiefs. Next game we have here is the Browns and the Raiders. I'm going to be honest here. Both these teams are kind of all over the place. I don't know what the fuck's going on with either of them. They've had good wins. They've had bad losses. I'm going to take the Raiders here just because they're at home. Raiders. Next game we have here, and my personal game of the week, we have the Bills taking on the Ravens. The Ravens just came off a massive smackdown against the Cowboys. They almost blew it. When Dallas recovered that onside kick, I was like, what? But they held on ultimately and won that game. Buffalo, on the other hand, beat the living shit out of Jacksonville. I think this is going to be a really close game, and it might come down to the last second, either touchdown or field goal. But I like the Bills here to win this game. Tennessee versus the Dolphins. This, surprisingly enough, could be another toss-up game. Who would have thought at the beginning of the season, huh? So Dolphins, still no Tua. The Titans, however, just haven't figured it out yet offensively. So I think I'm going to take Miami still here without Tua. Dolphins. Next game we're going to have here is the Bengals taking on the Panthers. So the Panthers had a really good game last week and beat the Raiders by 14 points. Who would have thought that Andy fucking Dalton would just come out of nowhere and do that for them? They looked pretty good, but I cannot take the Bengals starting the season 0-4. They've played good games. They just haven't found ways to win. They've had a decently tough schedule as well. I'm going to take the Bengals here away just to get them started for the season. Bengals. Next game we have here is the Patriots taking on the 49ers. What the fuck's going on in San Francisco? Why is everyone hurt? It's not good for them. However, happy about it. They're 1-2 just like the Cowboys. So fuck them. Regardless of all of San Francisco's injuries, I think they're going to be able to play a good game here against New England. They'll be at home. They'll be in Levi Stadium. I like the Niners here in probably a pretty close game, but I like the Niners nonetheless. Niners. All right, bro, we're here. Thursday night. If the Cowboys don't win this game, we are in massive trouble. Massive, massive trouble. It's a divisional game. I understand that. It's in New York. I understand that. Dallas and their offense need to figure it out now. Give me the Cowboys for Thursday night football in their color rush unis. Cowboys, please don't disappoint me. Please. Minnesota taking on Green Bay. Another divisional matchup here. Minnesota has been fucking lights out. Who would have thought? Not me. They've been lighting it up offensively, and their defense has been holding up pretty well. Green Bay's still without Jordan Love here. Their defense has played pretty well, though, in most of their games. I'm going to take Green Bay here at Lambeau Field. I just don't think the Vikings start off 4-0 this season. I think they come back down to earth just a little bit, and the Packers take care of business. Packers. The Rams taking on the Bears. The Rams staged a crazy comeback last week against the 49ers. 49ers got complacent. Rams took advantage. Game-winning field goal. Good for the Rams. Fuck the Niners. The Bears, I think they're still figuring things out a little bit with Caleb Williams at the quarterback spot. Their defense has been playing pretty decent. Their offense still needs to figure out a couple things. I think they figure out a little bit of those kinks this week, and I think they take down the Rams. Give me the Bears. Next game we have here, Philadelphia takes on Tampa Bay. So the Eagles are coming off a tough defensive matchup with the Saints. It was a good win for Philadelphia away, and the Bucs got beat the shit out of by the Broncos. What? I think the Bucs are going to have a big bounce back game this week and take down Philadelphia at home. Give me the Bucs. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck them. That's Morse code for fuck you. The Saints taking on the Falcons. Another divisional rivalry. The Saints have looked pretty good so far this season. Tough loss to Philadelphia last week in a low-scoring defensive match. And the Falcons last week almost beat the fucking Chiefs. Close game. If Andy Reid wasn't such a fucking genius, probably would have won that game. I think the Saints are going to bounce back here this week. I think their offense is just too much for the Falcons defense. I think they score a lot again, just like they did against Dallas. I know it's a divisional rivalry. I know these are different games, but give me the Saints here in Atlanta. Saints. Commanders taking on the Cardinals. Both of these teams have surprised all of us. Both teams have played well. Both offenses are starting to figure things out a lot more. I think this could be a pretty high-scoring matchup. Ultimately, I think Jaden Daniels and the Commanders offense is just clicking pretty well now. I think they're going to take down the Cardinals here in Arizona. Give me the Commanders. The Seahawks taking on the Lions. So Seattle last week beating the shit out of Dolphins. you know, all the injuries and whatnot. 24-3 is a pretty big statement. The Lions also won a pretty good game last week on the road in Arizona. This could be a pretty tough matchup between these two teams, but ultimately, I like Detroit here to win at home on Monday night. Lions. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, make sure to drop a like, comment your picks in the comment section, bookmark this bitch, share it to your friends, see what their thoughts are. Make sure to drop us a follow. Thank you guys. We love you all. We'll see you next week. I'm fucking stupid.